Loka, you want to come in on this? The fact that illegal immigration and the issues, dominating these elections have found their way into the kind of narrative setting that has been happening in this year's election?
I don't know where to start with Mr. Jha's comments other than I find them totally fantastical. I mean, first of all, the guy who attacked Paul Pelosi in the Pelosi family home was not an illegal immigrant. That's just not true. Trump, when presented with a question last week in the debate about January 6th, totally went off on a jag about illegal immigration, didn't address the fact that he stood on the south lawn of the White House on January 6, 2021, in front of a rally of people wearing Trump paraphernalia, told them to go to the Capitol. They went to the Capitol. They attacked the Capitol. They attacked policemen. They sent more than 140 policemen to the hospital with injuries. He blamed it on Nancy Pelosi. Not true. He controlled the military, the National Guard. His Pentagon did. That's been documented time and time again. And so now we're all talking about illegal immigration. I mean, Trump has gone after legal immigrants in the United States, in Springfield, Ohio, who are here legally, who are working productively, accused them of eating people's pets. His own vice presidential nominee said he didn't really care if it was true or not, but he wanted to use these stories to bring attention to other issues. So he acknowledged he's not telling the truth. And now all of a sudden, it's Democrats' fault for pointing out that Trump has said, well, first of all, he's responsible for January 6th. He has said he will be a dictator on day one. And so you point that out, oh, you're inducing people to try to shoot him. We don't know why the first guy in Pennsylvania shot at Trump. We may never know. We don't know why this guy was poking around in the bushes.
Okay.
He obviously was doing it with ill intent, and that shouldn't happen. But we don't know why he was inspired for that. And it's just a way of, Republicans in this case trying to use this to get people to stop saying what Trump is doing when Trump goes out and talks about it himself. And so everybody needs to take a step back and cool off, because it's not helping anybody. And as Spencer said earlier,
which is what was said the first time around as well, Ray Locker, that, everybody needs to take a step back, cool down, and tone down the temperature of this campaigning. Clearly, that hasn't worked now with this apparent assassination bid. But Vibhuti Jha, since we're referring to the presidential debate in this discussion, there are several people who are saying that this might have been a staged assassination attempt by the Republicans and Donald Trump because of the kind of dismal performance that Trump gave during that debate with Kamala Harris, and the numbers and the perception and the narrative all went in favor of Kamala Harris.
Yes, I mean, I had done a show on this entire debate in reality. And yes, Kamala Harris was definitely impressive in the perception battle. But in terms of the policy part, Kamala Harris had only 3 words: future, freedom, and that's it. Everything related to that, and opportunity economy, without defining any one of those things. America has enough freedoms. Guess who are putting the restrictions on freedom? We know now how Hunter Biden whole laptop case, Meta chief admitted that the administration had forced them to retract the story because it was Russian collusion. Who did that? We also know that Twitter was playing havoc with the messaging and suppressing information at the behest of the Biden-Kamala administration. These are known facts now. Everybody knows, and thanks to Elon Musk, who spent his $46 billion to acquire that and turn Twitter in X into a private space, people are now getting more information from there, which everybody has a right to put whatever is out there. So I find it very facile. Blame game. And I totally agree. Everybody needs to take a cool down and take a step back. It's very critical. Otherwise, we are going to head towards a clash which would not make anybody happy.
Do you therefore think, Vibhuti Jha, that this second apparent assassination bid might help Donald Trump in terms of, the numbers that he has been seeing in the opinion polls ahead of the elections, in giving him that push once again?
Again, these are all matters of speculation. And what is indeed true that the idea that he staged it, it was mentioned by a Democrat himself, and I found it ludicrous. Would you run the risk of being shot down? That's the important part. You won't be here. If Trump had not survived the Pennsylvania attack, we won't be talking about this at all. So let's take this matter seriously. In realms of possibilities, who knows who did what? But the odds that Trump managed it for sympathy vote, well, there are another 50 days or so to go for election. Anything can happen in 7 days or 7 hours. We are seeing that happen. So there will definitely be a swing towards that. And I know one thing for sure, that Trump has declared, whether he's right or wrong, I'm not knowing that. But he said he will put a stop to Ukraine war. And guess what? This particular guy who made the attempt was telling people that it's a battle between good and evil. And, people must fight for Ukraine war. Justifications aside, it's truly tragic. Let's put it that way.
Okay. Yes, I think it is truly concerning, and we'll have to see, of course, how the American election moves forward and whether this second bid on Donald Trump's life does help Republicans get that push that they want after the presidential debate. But we'll leave it there. Spencer Critchley, Ray Locker and Vibhuti Jha, thank you very much, gentlemen, for joining us on Mirror Now and sharing your perspective.